Hans Wormhat. I saw this on Reddit, of course, and I just had to make a post about it because it's it's a symbol or a word, trigger word, something, whatever you want to call it, that it comes up enough that I want to make something about it because I don't think I've talked about it before. Look at how just pop sci-fi article and they just pretend that it's real. They run with it. And it's similar to say Santa Claus in that it's just lies that they tell little children and they program little children with it over and over and over again. But there's a lot of these lies that, unless you're an illuminated invert or a satanic female, then you never get told, oh yeah, Santa Claus is fake. Oh yeah, outer space land is fake. It's just something that we tell the dumb goy. Oh yeah, dinosaurs are fake. It's what we tell the dumb goy so that they think that God is fake. And if you just don't get told that, you go on living your whole life and you just, I mean, the dinosaur stuff gets dropped and it's like you don't, it doesn't get brought up again really, except for in these fluff articles that you just see every once in a while that have no bearing on your reality, of course, but you just see it again. Oh yeah, that outer space land. Oh yeah, that outer. You have to, you have to be continually reminded of this stuff because it's imaginary. It doesn't exist. Nobody walks outside and watches a meteor crash down in front of them, and oh yeah, meteors, those things. No, you're just constantly reminded of them through stupid stuff like this. You just read something, you see some mocked up image. It's not real life. You really think that, I mean, and that's why it takes a while to wake up too, because it's all in stages. So many people get stuck on the, oh, NASA fakes these images, but then they still think that outer space Fantasyland is real. The truth is that none of that stuff is real. The Bible tells you where you live. And if you go read the Bible and see where you live, none of that outer space land makes sense. And it never made sense to begin with. And that's the mind prison. You put yourself in the mind prison when you were being taught these things and you thought to yourself, that doesn't make any sense. Hey, that doesn't make any sense. But then you just eventually believe it anyways. That's yourself. You have yourself to blame. And yeah, it, it sucks that this is where we live right now, that everything that gets pushed on us is a lie and we're surrounded by evil people, but it's not going to be like this forever. All right, what's this video about? Sugar. NASA has found sugar in meteorites that crashed to Earth. What a strange, somebody just had this strange idea. Like, how did somebody even come up with this? Uh, Interesting, right? They just come up with these, somebody just had a weird idea. But I think it's just all about the sugar. Sugar's a symbol. Sugar's sweet. It's for children. Spoonful of sugar. Julie Andrews, Andrews Julie, giving you the Baphomet sign. Sugars are found in the tissues of most plants. Honey and fruit are abundant natural sources. Lactose is the only sugar that cannot be extracted from plants. It can only be found in milk, including human breast milk. Human breast milk is actually very sweet. Not that I know from experience, but it's just a known thing. Hebrews chapter 5 verses 13 and 14. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 2. I have fed you with milk and not with meat, for hitherto ye were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. And here is some Pauline stuff that I don't frequently comment on because I'm not a fan of Paul. And here's just a good example of Paul being withholding and lording his own superior righteousness above others around him. At this stage, I mean, anybody who's not Jesus shouldn't be pretending like, oh, you're not ready for this. And that's different than, you don't unload the whole truth on somebody who's just waking up if it's clear that they're becoming overwhelmed. That's different than what Paul is doing here, which is just, I've only been feeding you scraps, milk, and not giving you the meat. And then look at how ridiculous goes on to say you weren't able to bear it and you still can't bear it. And I'm still not going to tell you the meat. I've heard from different people that their pastors like to talk about this, which doesn't surprise me because pastors are satanic gatekeepers, so of course they love Paul. And it's just the milk thing. The milk is sweet. Milk is sweet, is the point. And it's for children. Sugar's for children. It's not the meat. Just think of this. Think of how much of a gatekeeper Paul is right here. Telling you, I gave you the stuff that's for children. You're not ready for the stuff that's for adults, and you're still not ready for the stuff that's adults. And it's kind of like, you can't handle the truth attitude. Well, I didn't tell you about the flat earth stuff because you couldn't handle it. Some pastors might feel like that. I don't know why do pastors gatekeep flat earth and all of that. And then the pastors will tell you they'll do a sermon on this. And they're gatekeepers. Anyways, it's just this connection with milk, sweet, sugars for children, and feeding you an article like this where, to me, sugar is clearly the trigger word here. It's symbolic of something. And it's a symbol that I've been running into pretty frequently. Sugar and spoons. Something about spoons. A spoonful of sugar. Being spoon-fed. Children, I guess, eat a lot of things with spoons, or elderly people when you don't have teeth. Willy Wanker. Willy Wonka. Look at those spirals. Feed your imagination. And I'll just end with this. Hershey. It's so weird. People are so predictable and corporate, just brand name stuff, interested in, oh, I'm going to Pennsylvania, I'm going to go see the Hershey chocolate place. Hershey chocolate is garbage chocolate, so I don't know why everyone's so excited. If anyone goes to Pennsylvania, going to Hershey is like a big thing. And it's a town basically run by this corporation. It's like a whole corporate town. Look at the zip code. 17033. Yeah, Freemasonry, and you're surrounded by them. They're feeding you a bunch of sugar. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. God bless everybody.